Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in high atop the stands at Hilbert College for Monsignor Martin Association A Division basketball. It's the championship in a highly anticipated match between the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks, 12-10 this season, though the record may be deceiving. We'll dive into that later on. Taking on the Nichols Vikings, 20-4 overall, just 8-1 in Monsignor Martin A Division competition this season. Glad to have you with us on Western New York Athletics. Tim Morozic joins myself, Jack Cruiser, on the call. A wonderful matchup and the third meeting between these two teams this season where, Tim, both results went to the Nichols Vikings, though the final score doesn't necessarily tell the whole story.
No doubt about it. And you look at talking with Coach Nick O'Neill, he knew he had a couple of his big players out the one game where they lost by a larger margin, and all things are pretty much equal tonight. Both teams at full strength. And for Cardinal O'Hara, a big story is Annabelle Day healthy. She had a major injury with her hand and returned to action. I believe it was last game, was her first game back after a little bit of a hiatus, and she's one to watch, no doubt, for the Hawks.
So Annabelle Day, 9 points in that St. Mary's game that set up O'Hara to the championship. They beat St. Mary's and a tough Lancers squad who is not too unfamiliar with winning titles themselves. O'Hara had the toughest road to get here today. They beat St. Mary's 55-39. Nichols, on the flip side, defeated Sacred Heart in a close bout as well, 65-55 in the semis, setting up the third meeting between Nichols and Cardinal O'Hara on the regular season. For Nichols, the standout eyes-on player will be number 23, Brianna Barbudet, University at Buffalo commit, going to play after next season. Just a junior is the forward for Nichols. But before tip-off, we turn you down to the public address for our man Joey on the mic for the national anthem and starters from Hilbert College.
Who was lost in yesterday's fire. We ask that you remember his immediate family and his brother in the Buffalo Fire Department. Thank you. Please remain standing as we honor America and all those who protect us from harm, both here at home and abroad, with the playing of the national anthem. And now, let's meet the starters for visitors, the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks. At guard number 2, Whitney Day. At guard number 3, Annabelle Day. At guard number 5, Jordan Williams. At guard number 12, Kyla Hayes. And at guard number 23, Olivia Russell. And now for the home team, the Nichols Vikings. At guard number 3, Quinn Ashley. At guard number 5, Lily Cockroach. At guard number 10, Sienna Tobias. At guard number 13, Fallon Griffin. And at guard number 23, Green Martin. Our referees for today are Joseph Sarkis, Michael Hamilton, and Dorothy Jones. Hilbert College, the New York City Catholic High School Athletic Association, and the Monsignor.
Well, these two teams meet once more for the championship this time. Cardinal O'Hara and Nichols square off for the third time this season, with the Vikings having won the first two meetings. The first game on January 12th at Nichols, it was a 65-43 thwarting of the Hawks. Nichols came away with a resounding win, the first time anyone in Western New York had defeated Cardinal O'Hara in 49 games. However, in that contest, 3 of O'Hara's top players missed that game due to a suspension from the Hawks' previous game, where a scuffle ensued between them and Lancaster. Nichols won the second meeting in a much closer, highly contested battle at Cardinal O'Hara, 56-52, though in that game, Annabelle Day suffered a fractured hand in that third quarter, which in part played way to Nichols' victory. A good officiating crew on hand and a wonderful broadcasting team as well. Tim Morozic sits to my right, and we're underway from Hilbert College for the Monsignor Martin A Division Championship. And right away, an issue with the shot clock, as DJ, one of the 3 officials, points that out right away.
No doubt. You mentioned top officiating crew here. Michael Hamilton, Dorothy Jones, and Joseph Sarkis at the helm on the court.
Nichols with the first possession of the game. Brianna Barr-Boudet winning the tip up and over the 6-foot Kyla Hayes. And Kyla didn't play in that first game for Cardinal O'Hara, and boy, did that make a difference. Her 14.8 points per game leads all Hawks. For Nichols, right away, they go to Fallon Griffin in the corner. She's denied. Up top, it's Lillian Colpoys, and this is Boudet going to work, leaves it short. Rebound grabbed and put back in by Colpoys. First point of the game to Nichols, 2-0. Back the other way, Olivia Russell, the junior guard, drives all the way to the rack, gets denied inside by Griffin, who grabs the rebound. Lillian Colpoys with Quinn Benchley, Sienna Tobia, Fallon Griffin, and Brianna Barr-Boudet, the 5 starting for the team in white. Nichols, the home team, having won the season series 2-0. They get to wear their home whites and are the listed home team on the scoreboard in front of a packed crowd here at Hilbert College. A steal off the inbound. All alone, Russell lays it short, though a foul on Colpoys.
Jack, you can feel the energy in this building, and there's no question both teams have a rivalry that's been brewing this year, and no team has really been able to do what Nichols has done with Cardinal O'Hara and beating them twice this year, trying to go for 3.
Olivia Russell at the stripe sinks the first. The junior guard comes into today 60% from the free throw line. Getting looks from DeUville University, local D2. Russell goes 2 for 2, and we're tied at 2. 7:11 to go in the first quarter of play on WNY Athletics. Quinn Benchley, who gets overshadowed by Brianna Barr-Boudet, though averages 14 points a game herself, leaves that layup short. Rebound to the Hawks, and quickly they start the break. Down low, Annabelle Day kicks inside. Jordan Williams denied by Barr-Boudet. Nichols sets up in what looks like a 3-2 zone as Benchley comes well beyond the arc to challenge Russell. Annabelle throws up an odd shot from the baseline, defended by Griffin. An air ball hauled in by Nichols on the opposite end. Benchley picks up her dribble well beyond the arc and finds Sienna Tobia. Her pass inside to Barr-Boudet is stolen away. Kyla Hayes, end-to-end, leaves it strong. Rebound Russell. She dishes off to Annabelle, who lays it in.
And Annabelle Day, just a freshman, already has interest from Quinnipiac, the Division I MAC school.
Plenty of college offers already sent out to players on both sides as a traveling violation is called on Nichols and Fallon Griffin. One foul apiece so far. 4-2 the lead for the Hawks. A chance to add on to that here. You mentioned Division I team scouting this Cardinal O'Hara Hawks team. Head coach Nick O'Neill, well over a decade of success with Cardinal O'Hara, not unfamiliar with Division I teams calling his phone. Currently with 4 of the 5 starters playing for the Niagara Purple Eagles, notably the Parker sisters. Benchley leaves it strong off the glass. Rebound fought for and won by Annabelle Day. Here comes Russell, head full of steam. Off the glass, it's strong. Rebound, Barboudet. Quick pass up the floor to Gopoys, and a foul on the Hawks.
You could see the strength of Barboudet pulling down the rebound, then delivering a half-court strike and giving her team a nice opportunity there.
Hayes picks up her first foul on the day. Sienna Tobia, the senior, stands at 5'4". She stands next to the O'Hara bench and finds the senior Quinn Benchley. Quinn leading the team in assists per game as well, just under 4. Works it around the horn, an ill-advised pass from Tobia ends in the hands of Annabelle, though Annabelle Day travels as she brought it across the floor.
Yeah, Brittany Day right there. Sisters with Annabelle, both of them coming over from North Tonawanda last year. They were a big part of that Lumberjack team.
Plenty of transfers from public to private, especially North Tonawanda. Lost their best men's player as well to Canisius. And they lost 2 of the 3 Day sisters, with 1 on the way as well. This is Annabelle, number 3, inside for Kyla Hayes. Short off the rim, gets her own miss and puts it back off the left. Kyla Hayes is on the board with her first bucket on the day. And a timeout called by Nichols head coach Kaylee Rizzo. Time for us to look at some keys to the game, Tim, for the Nichols Vikings.
Well, you know, it starts with Brianna Boudet, Boudet. She's really the way she goes. And, you know, you talking with Coach Nick O'Neill for Cardinal O'Hara, he and both assistant coach Kyrie Carter both agreed that Brianna Boudet, the one that they have to really nullify in order to take this away. But, you know, as far as both teams looking to compete hard after those 50-50 balls, again, that's, you know, you talk about 2 teams that are very evenly matched up. And I think when it comes to the competing aspect, both teams have to bring the intensity.
For Nichols, their head coach in her first season, Kaylee Rizzo, calls the first timeout of the game. And it's her senior captain, Quinn Benchley, to the left wing for Fallon Griffin. Turns the corner, throws it up, and gets it to drop. Griffin extends the Nichols lead, or I beg your pardon, cuts into the Hawks lead, back the other way. Tossed up and in from Jordan Williams, her first bucket on the day. 8-4 Hawks lead, 4:05 to go in the first. Benchley into the middle of the zone to Kopoys. 2 dribbles and a hook shot is strong. Hayes the rebound. Cardinal O'Hara looking for their 10th straight Monsignor Martin Association championship, and to get revenge after 2 losses to Nichols this season.
Yeah, I think they'd be okay with losing twice and then winning the big one. This is no doubt the one that matters the most. And you look at Cardinal O'Hara's schedule this year, the toughest schedule that Coach Nick O'Neill said he's had since he's been there. And they've had trips to Florida. They've played in Pennsylvania, teams against from Maryland, Connecticut. So definitely battle tested.
Kyla Hayes gets on the score sheet again. Another 2 extends the lead to 6. Response triple in and out from Fallon Griffin. Weak side board to Annabelle. You mentioned that tough schedule for Cardinal O'Hara. One of the teams they played that started their season, a 70-36 loss at Cathedral Prep in Erie, Pennsylvania. Cathedral Prep currently sits at 20-1 on the season, fighting for what could be a state championship down in Pennsylvania at the 3A level. So definitely a tough schedule from the get-go for the Hawks.
The Hawks were road warriors, and they're on the road again today, but the court says Hawks. Maybe that helps them. Who knows? They definitely look like they're off to a great start, though, and one of the other keys to the game that was brought up to us by assistant coach Kyrie Carter was boxing out for the Lady Hawks, and so far they're doing a nice job of that as well.
Really getting in the way of the passes inside to Brie Barboudet, as Triple B's yet to get on the score sheet. Brittany tips it off her hand into the Nichols bench in the corner. A chance for the Vikings to cut into this 6-point deficit. Yet to see a three-pointer fall for either team, though it's been Nichols who have attempted to so far. Benchley drives and kicks, another three. This one from Griffin drops.
Fallon Griffin heating up. She comes in averaging about 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, almost 2.5 steals, and she's off to a great start.
Olivia Russell, 8.8 points per game, plays catch. With Williams in the middle of the defense, a steal forced by Benchley. She gets rewarded at the offensive end, though she cannot convert on the layup. A strong miss. Quick pass down the floor. Hayes cherry picking, lays it in. A 5-point lead regained.
How about the first quarter of Kayla Hayes? 6 points now, leading all scorers in the game.
Quinn Benchley picks up her dribble. This time, Barboudet goes one-on-one with Hayes and gets blocked. The sophomore Kyla gets in the way. Back on the other end, Williams, dish pass down low, looking for Annabelle, though flying back defensively was the senior Fallon Griffin.
I'd say this game is living up to the hype. How about that matchup between Brianna Barr and, the big Kayla Hayes for Cardinal O'Hara. Those two going at it early, and it's going to be a fun one to watch throughout.
A steal for Benchley. She lays it up and in for 2. On the score sheet, the senior stands at 5'9". Quinn Benchley converts on that one. Another ill-advised pass. Williams steals it, or tosses it right to Nichols, and then Hayes gets back and steals it away from Benchley. Ugly basketball in the latter stages of the first quarter for both teams. O'Hara holding on to a 3-point lead. Hayes goes to work right at Barboudet, leaves it short. Triple B lets it fall into the hands of Lillian Colpoys for the rebound.
Kayla Hayes looked like she had something in her eye there, but she seems to be okay now.
Boudet, 2 dribbles, and the move to the basket leaves her short, but a foul called on Cardinal O'Hara.
Nichols comes in with a 2-game winning streak. They opened the season with 12 straight wins. They're 8-2 over their last 10. What a season for first-year coach Kaylee Rizzo. Rizzo, she played her college basketball at Niagara. She originates from Lowell, Massachusetts, and has stayed around. And certainly the Nichols Vikings happy for that.
Boudet knocks down her first point on the day from the free throw line. Strong on the second, but the rebound grabbed by Griffin. She wants it right back. Sets up for a college triple. It's short off front iron. Barboudet goes 1 for 2 from the stripe, cutting down the Hawks' lead to just 2. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Highly anticipated matchup, met by standing room only seating here at Hilbert College. 9 to shoot. Hayes against Boudet, kicks to the near wing. Brittany dribbles once to the left. Lola Long, 1 to shoot, throws it up with the left. It hits the shot clock, though a foul as she went up.
Really nice job by Nichols being able to come back in this one. They were down 10-4 at one point, and nice little run for the Vikings.
Lola Long, who averages less than a point per game for the Hawks, goes to the stripe, and she misses often to the right. That's her first free throw miss all season. She was 2 of 2 entering today. Second shot rattles out as well. Defensive board for Nichols, and Evelyn Walcott who checks in. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Nichols, who led it 2-0, can take the lead back with a triple. Instead, Benchley gets it down low and a foul. No, a travel called at the baseline against the Vikings.
Jack, you mentioned that game where Cardinal O'Hara played Lancaster. They actually beat Lancaster. That was a big win for them. And you look at the flip side, Nichols lost to Lancaster 2 times this year. So that's a common opponent that's out of the Monsignor Martin League. And in that game versus Lancaster, they held the Legends to just 14 points in the first half, did the Hawks.
We'll talk more about Lancaster and all the local talent in Western New York, including more on the Legends of Lancaster who won a game today. More on that after this. After one quarter, it's a 12-2 lead for the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks in the Monsignor Martin A-Division Championship on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen.
A 12-10 lead for the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks after one quarter. They led in their semifinal game over St. Mary's 22-7 after the first. They held on for a 55-39 win, setting them up for the third meeting on the season with Nichols. The Vikings, who had not beaten the Hawks for a decade. Coach Nick O'Neill had never lost to Nichols until this season, where he has since lost twice. And Tim Morozic, he talked a lot about how this is about revenge, not only for that first loss without Kyla Hayes and company playing for the Hawks, but also the second as well.
Yeah, you look at what Kaylee Rizzo's been able to do, and she's really replicating the same concept of Nick O'Neill, selfless play, team first basketball. So when you come to these schools, you know, you're obviously some of the best talent in Western New York, and you have to learn that selfless play, and it's really working well. And this year, that's where she said the team has improved greatly.
2 for 2 from the stripe go the Nichols Vikings. Brittany throws it down low, too high for Kyla Hayes, out of bounds. Tied at 12. Nichols led at 2-0. They have not led since. All the way, Benchley gets shut out at the baseline, out of bounds. Inbound to Benchley on the right wing. Into the lane, one-on-one. Barboudet pushes off on Hayes and gets called for a travel. Her palm skyward. She can't believe that was the call from the baseline where the official, Dorothy Jones, made the ruling.
And I think Kyla Hayes has won round one. The first quarter, Hayes had 6 points, and Barboudet just 1 point in the first quarter. Both of them really grinding it out and playing some tough ball underneath.
Annabelle floats it into the lane for Williams. One-on-one with Barboudet. Kick outside. 3 on the way for Brittany is around and out. Brianna gets the rebound left of the basket. Nichols still looking to take their first lead since 2-0. Quinn Benchley with 2 points to her credit so far. Kicks to the corner. Still has it. Benchley cuts down low. Dish to Barboudet. Strong. Gets her own miss. Puts it back up and in.
Great job.
Barboudet.
Great job by Barboudet, who really fought hard to get the rebound and capitalizing on that offensive glass.
Kyla Hayes, Euro step, lays it in through the trees. Kyla Hayes adds another 2. Tied at 14. Hayes has 8 for O'Hara. Talk about D1 talent. Hayes picks up an offer from the University at Buffalo just a few days ago. Coach Burke was in attendance for O'Hara's win over St. Mary's. Buffalo also taking a peek at the freshman at St. Mary's who's been impressive in McDonald, but in that game, Kyla Hayes stood out to Coach Burke. She offers her on the spot, though Kyla just a sophomore. Will take a couple years to make her way to the D1 level, but boy, with Euro step moves like that, Tim, that'll translate to the next level.
No doubt, and she's got strength and size, 6 foot right now, and room to grow too, possibly.
Hayes goes right back to work. Kick out for 3. Brittany strong. An air ball. Colpoise on the receiving end of the pass. She sets up Benchley. Now, some folks in the Western New York area may recognize the Colpoise last name. The granddaughter of Don Colpoise, Hall of Famer in Western New York on the baseball side of things for his involvement. Fans wanted to travel. They don't get it. A 3 is strong from Annabelle Day. It bounces out of bounds on the near wing. Regardless, the ball ends up in Nichols' hands.
And this one, close contest. Nichols doing a great job fighting back. And, you know, it was interesting because coming out, you had to think Cardinal O'Hara was going to possibly throw that first punch, being down the first 2 games, taking losses and wanting a little revenge. And right now, Nichols doing a great job kind of keeping the tempo right now and keeping pace with the Hawks.
Benchley with great defense from Jordan Williams coming out to meet her, and then the ball gets tied up atop the key on the handoff to Colpoise, though it's a foul on O'Hara. A substitution for O'Hara as Brittany comes in for Jordan Williams. 2 different sneakers for Brittany Day. Perhaps the pink and yellow, a choice of hers. Looks like SpongeBob shoes if you ask me. And she rewards herself with a steal on the defensive end.
Yeah, we've seen some great sneaker combinations between the first game and here tonight again.
Kyla Hayes and 1. Going one-on-one with Bree Barboudet. She draws the foul as
talk about taking a game over. Kyla Hayes has just been the star of the show so far. She comes in averaging almost 15 points a game. She's already at 10 so far today.
A chance at one more for Kyla. Takes her time at the stripe and sinks it. 11 points already for Kyla Hayes, giving her team a 3-point advantage once again.
Jack, in that last game, O'Hara shot 90% from the line, 19 of 21 in that last meeting where they lost 56-52 to Nichols, but the free throw shooting on point, and so far pretty solid again tonight.
Hayes with the steal, though it bounced to the baseline as Kyla tried to keep it in. It just rolls out to center as Nichols will get possession at the baseline. Well, Coach Nick O'Neill of Cardinal O'Hara said he liked what his team did setting up the half-court defense. Well, that was Kyrie Carter, the assistant coach, who said that, though I'm sure his head coach would agree. 4 to shoot. Barboudet kicks to the right wing. 3 on the way. Good! Sienna Taboy.
Taboy, the senior, getting on the mark and getting her first points of the game. Big one to tie it up at 17.
Hayes right back to work inside on Barboudet. Fans want to travel. They don't get it. The dish off for Annabelle. Her layup is strong. Quinn Benchley attacks right at Russell. Ball on the floor. So go the bodies. And a jump ball called. Possession for O'Hara.
Olivia Russell showing a lot of energy on the court and trying to boost her team up. Love the passion both teams are bringing here in the first half.
Kaylee Rizzo bringing the passion as well on the sideline for Nichols. She was halfway across the timeline on that jump ball call, trying to call for the timeout, didn't get it. Hayes controlling the offense for the Hawks. Steps into a jumper, strong, off the top of the backboard. No whistle blows. Held in by the jumping Tobia. And Nichols gets possession regardless. Benchley hands it off for Tobia, who knocked down a triple on their last possession. Bounce pass inside, goes off of the SpongeBob-colored shoe of Brittany Day rather than the Patrick on the right shoe. They differentiate that way.
You know, as we're watching this first half, you can't help but think that this is a rivalry that's only going to continue to get better. And, you know, as long as Kaylee Rizzo stays in tow with the Nichols team, I think that she's building a program that's no question. She's been able to get her team to play extremely well so far this year.
From the low left post, Sophia Suero missed the first, but Lillian Colpoys gets the rebound and puts it back in. Hayes one-on-one with Suero, gets shut out. Brittany throws it up, that one short. Hayes gets the miss and puts it in for two. 13-point game for Kyla Hayes so far.
Yeah, she's really finding a good space underneath the net, navigating that paint well.
Nichols was up by, or rather O'Hara was up by 6 at one point in this game. Currently tied at 19 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. The matchup everyone's looking at is number 12 in black against 23 in white. They switch off now. Pass down low to Brittany Day. She converts at the low post.
And that's a great pass by Olivia Russell. Russell's game is really strong, and beautiful dish there.
Benchley drives into the paint. One-on-one with Russell. Underhand scoop. Drops and the foul. He's going to the stripe for one more.
How about Quinn Benchley? Really great game for her as well so far tonight. She's 75% line, averages 13 points a game, and gets a little bit of everything done. Almost 3 rebounds, almost 4 assists, 2.5 steals a game. The senior point guard having a great season.
She misses the free throw. However, another offensive board for Fallon Griffin. And a foul, or a travel rather. 1:25 to go in the first half. Tie ball game at 21 apiece in front of a packed house at Hilbert College.
It's interesting that first lead by the Hawks was the big one, and ever since then it's been really back and forth battle. Not too much of a lead for either team here in this second quarter.
Hayes goes at Colpoys, a matchup that Kyla likes. A whistle blows at the baseline.
Kyla Hayes, Jack, already 15 points here, erupting for 9 in the second quarter.
That was a delay of game warning after Hayes touched the ball after it went through the basket. Can't do that as the team that scored. So a warning to both teams, slows things down for just a moment. Nichols looking to tie it. Benchley pulls up for 2 and swishes it. Quinn Benchley's heating up in this second quarter.
Yeah, she's made 38 threes on the season, make it 39.
Well, that one just a deep 2, Tim.
Oh, okay.
All right, she's incredible from 3. That one confusing with the 2 3-point arcs. They tape down the high school triple here.
Oh, there we go, yep.
In white. Foul on Nichols as Hayes goes to the stripe for 2. I'm running out of room to mark down Kyla Hayes' buckets in this first half. A chance to knock down 2 more.
Now 2 for 2 from the line. 71% free throw shooter on the season is Hayes.
Give her 14 on the day as she goes 1 of 2 on that trip. Just 1 second between shot and game clock as Quinn Benchley slows things down. The senior hands off for her classmate Tobia. Kick to the near wing, a foul called. They get a travel against Nichols as the fans don't like it.
And the officials really doing a great job, if you ask me, Jack. They've let them play too for the most part, and that's what happened in the first game. We saw a great game, and no coincidence we're seeing another one here.
Mount St. Mary winning their first championship under head coach Leah McDonald in the B championship. 34-26 already, 24-23 in this one. Final possession, 5 seconds to go. Russell denied by Benchley. Gets it over to Hayes, and the Hawks don't get a shot up at the buzzer. A 1-point lead for Cardinal O'Hara heading into halftime.
And you know what, for Nichols, nice job after being down at the first quarter, 12-10, and you know, keeping pace pretty much and being able to keep this one close the second half. It'll be very interesting to see what team makes any kind of adjustments, if any. Both teams really playing strong ball right now, and I think if you're Coach Nick O'Neill, though, the pressure of, you know, knowing that you're on the brink of losing 3 in a row to Nichols, you know, I'm sure he's going to be stressing that point with his girls at halftime.
We'll talk about what may come in half number 2 during our intermission report. This is Western New York Athletics coverage of girls high school basketball here on the Monsignor Martin A Division Championship. A title will be crowned and a trophy will be handed out after the final buzzer tonight. Who will it go to? Find out on the other side of this break here on Western New York Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Halftime at Hilbert College, a 24-23 lead for the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks after 2 quarters. Their lead of 2 after 1 gets shrunk to 1 after 2. Tim Morozic joins myself, Jack Cruiser. We've got Francis Beck running the show on the 1s and 2s, and Tanner Saunders on the camera here for the Western New York Athletics crew. As we get set for quarter number 3, Tim, what are you looking out for to start this second half?
I think for the Triple B, as you mentioned her earlier, BBB, Brianna Bar-Boudet, I think getting her going in the second half will be a big part. She just had 5 points, and huge credit to Kyla Hayes, who was really not only strong on the defensive side with that battle between her and Bar-Boudet, but offensively, the star of the show, 16 points. So keeping Kyla Hayes out of foul trouble and keeping her in that same level of intensity, big for Coach Nick O'Neill. But for Nichols, they've been able to really scratch and claw and fight hard and keep this one close. So I think for Kaylee Rizzo, has to be happy with the competition. That was her thing that she preached, heart, competition, leaving it all on the court. And I'm sure that's what she stressed in the halftime.
A 1-point deficit for the team with the ball. Brianna Bar-Boudet goes right at Hayes. Great move to the basket, couldn't convert. Hit the bottom end of the backboard, and it tips out of bounds off the rebound. Hawks possession, and now look at this, a bit of halftime adjustments. Full court press put down in a 1-2-2 look for Nichols, and they force a steal. Tobia turns around, leaves it short. Rebound tracked down by Russell. O'Hara is able to break the press off the miss. First possession of the second half for Jordan Williams and company. She finds Russell, kick to the wing for Annabelle, gets deflected, and Jordan Williams starts things up again. Euro step move for Williams, an air ball off the hands of Lillian Colpoys and out. So scoring after 1 half of play. Kyla Hayes, undoubtedly the best player on the floor so far, 16 points for Cardinal O'Hara. The next highest scorer in the game is Quinn Benchley with 7, though Hayes adds another 2. She's at 18 on the day.
The coaching staff for the Hawks mentioned playing aggressive was big today, and I think they're happy with, for the most part, with that aggressive play for the most of their team today.
Benchley against Williams, gets it inside to Triple B. Double team comes, floater with the right, short, gets her own miss, jump ball. Hayes tied her up and eventually won possession of the ball, though a jump ball gives possession to the Hawks regardless.
In the last game, Jack, Bar-Boudet just held to 9 points and 11 rebounds. The 11 rebounds, of course, a big one, but in the first meeting, Bar-Boudet had 26 points, 12 rebounds. Today, she's still looking to find her scoring ways after having a relatively quiet first half.
She's currently on the sideline after Evelyn Walcott gets checked in her spot. 3 on the way from the right wing is strong and out for Annabelle Day. Rebounded by Williams. She puts it up, a miss again. Walcott gets the board away from Hayes, but a jump ball called there after. The fans don't like that. They really don't like the ruling from the officials so far this game.
And Nick O'Neill is trying to implore some intensity on his team and getting them to really bear down and take it to the Vikings. Right now, the Vikings hanging tough.
3 good for Fallon Griffin on the far side. Lead back to Nichols.
Just like that, the first lead that Nichols has had since the opening minute.
Annabelle Day plays catch with Olivia Russell, with Bar-Boudet back in the game for Nichols. A quick 20-second seat on the bench. A 3 for Annabelle is off. An air ball that she is not happy about. The freshman gets back defensively with her team down by 1. Sienna Tobia has 1 made bucket today, and it came from 3-point land. She dishes out to there. A 3 for Colpoys is strong. Weak sideboard for the junior Brittany Day. Russell to the corner for Annabelle. Back for Russell. Olivia eyes at this defense for Nichols. All alone down low. Instead, it's a 3 for Annabelle Day. Strong. Hayes the rebound. Pass outside. Williams drives and kicks to Russell. She floats it up. Strong. Triple B with the board on the opposite side.
Nice ball movement for the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks, but not able to capitalize.
Benchley end to end floats it up short off the iron, though a foul on Cardinal O'Hara. First of the half.
You can see a little bit of frustration on Brianna Bar-Boudet, and she knows that she's been battled with throughout this game with Kyla Hayes, and right now just trying to find her groove.
First free throw good for Benchley. Her second also true. Give her 9 points on the day. So Olivia Russell picks up her third foul on the day on the first call of the half. 2-point lead for Nichols. Float inside. Russell converts. 4 points on the day for Olivia Russell, has us tied at 28. Benchley, crossover move on Williams, shakes away from her, dish to the left wing. Barboudet the board and the putback bucket, her first points of the second half.
Really nice job for Barboudet using the glass, and could be a sign of things to come.
Olivia Russell to the left wing for Brianna. Inside, Hayes turns on BBB, leaves it strong, and the weak side board for Colpoys, and a foul on Hayes. That's her third. Sienna Tobia, the senior point guard, walks across the timeline and hands it off for Benchley. Movement springs an open Griff into the corner. Instead, Tobia leaves it short on the jumper. Hawks down by 2. Hayes with 3 fouls against her. Dishes to the right wing for Brittany. She turns the corner, throws it up with the left. Well strong off the glass. Rebound to Benchley. 2-on-2 break. Quinn pushes it into bodies, broken up, though Fallon follows through and gets the roll off the glass. Fallon with 5 in each half, and a timeout for Nick O'Neill of Cardinal O'Hara. The crowd roars at Hilbert College. We'll take a timeout. A 4-point lead for the Nichols Vikings.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
A 4-point lead for the team seeking to unseat the #1 team in Western New York's Monsignor Martin Association for the last 10 years. Cardinal O'Hara has had a long-standing tradition of winning in Western New York since Nick O'Neill took over as head coach, with a handful of Division I players, 4 of them, including his daughter, playing at Niagara University this season. All starters for the Purple Eagles, as they currently have a matchup with Siena going on in the MAC women's basketball side of things. That's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference MAC. 3 fouls against Kyla Hayes and Olivia Russell in this third quarter. A 3 for Brittany Day goes off the heel of the rim. Barboudet tracks down the rebound in the corner. Her pass deflects off a hand to the baseline. Nichols gets the ball.
Well, we mentioned Brittany and Annabella Day coming from North Tonawanda, and Brianna Barboudet was a product of the Grand Island Vikings for her first couple years of basketball at the varsity level before transferring to Nichols.
This foul on Jordan Williams sets her up at 3 fouls as well. 3 against Cardinal O'Hara this quarter. Nichols playing a clean game in terms of the officials so far. Benchley hits the free throw to give her 11 on the day. A chance at one more. Count it.
Perfect 4 for 4 from the line here in the second half is Benchley, and what a quarter the Vikings are putting together.
I mentioned Niagara, having 4 former Cardinal O'Hara Hawks, they set a program record under Coach Jada Stevens this year or Jada Pierce rather, apologies, with 15 conference wins, just 4 conference losses. They pick up another one tonight, 86-62 over Siena. They're looking to take home a MAC championship this year. Perhaps future Purple Eagles playing for O'Hara this year. A 3 on the way, strong from Annabelle Day. That a miss in transition. Olivia Russell saves it in the backcourt, though promptly tosses it out of bounds. Nichols ball up by 6, their largest lead on the day.
Yeah, and winning this quarter by a margin of 11-4, and the big thing too is still Brianna Barboudet, only 2 points in this quarter, so they're getting it done with other sources at the scoring.
Fallon Griffin kicks it up top for Benchley. To the short corner, underhand scoop from Colpoys, ends up out of bounds.
You mentioned Fallon Griffin. She's been the big scorer in this quarter. 5 points along with Quinn Benchley, 4 for 4 at the line. Gives her the 4 points. And of course, Brianna Barboudet with another 2 points this quarter.
Bree with just 2 fouls against her. No Viking with more than that. A 3 from the corner for Olivia Russell brings it within 1 possession.
Olivia Russell having a great third quarter here. She is in foul trouble, but playing through it.
5 points since halftime. 3 in response is strong from Griffin. Rebounded by Annabelle, and now here comes Olivia Russell looking to tie things up with 90 seconds to go in the third. All focus on the floor in front of a sellout crowd at Hilbert College. Annabelle in the corner, denied by Griffin. 3 from the right arc is well strong off the glass from Williams, rebounded by Colpoys. Toss to the middle, Barboudet against Hayes, kicks outside. 3 for Tobia is strong. Rebound to Brittany Day. She slows things down on her own side of center and finds the point guard, Olivia Russell. Under a minute to go.
The talent on the court is just really unparalleled for what we've seen throughout most of the season. Of course, women's basketball in Section 6, very strong. You look at all the D1 talent that comes in year and year out, and a lot of it's on display right now.
An air ball and a jump ball, possession with the Vikings, and a substitution. As Evelyn Walcott comes back in, she will give a break to Sienna Tobia, or rather Fallon Griffin, I beg your pardon, as number 13 heads to the bench. 6 to shoot for the Hawks. They floated into Hayes. Screen set on Boudet. Hayes turnaround jumper is strong. It rattles out, and off the rebound it goes to the baseline for a Nichols possession.
Brianna Barboudet was grimacing prior to that set there, and she's been grinding through a game, and definitely physical game here for her.
Benchley on the right side, gets it into Boudet, up and over Hayes, blocked inside. The sophomore blocks the junior, Brianna Barboudet.
That matchup has been exciting, and you can see the crowd definitely appreciating the level of talent here at Hilbert College.
Williams to the corner, 3 for Day! Brittany splashes it from the left wing, and we're tied at 34. Benchley's shot at the buzzer does not fall, and we're knotted heading into the fourth.
Well, a nice 6-0 run for Cardinal O'Hara to end that third quarter, and huge 3-point shot by Brittany Day, who now has 5. And with that, we are going to take a break. You're watching live action here at Hilbert College on WNY Athletics.
No, it's WNY, you're right.
At Price Chopper and Market 32, we want to help you shop smart to get the best quality and value for you and your family. That's why we created More Ways to Save. Just use your Advantage card to save your way with weekly specials, price chops, lowdowns, stock-up savings, fair to compare, and Advantage rewards. Now that's smart shopping. More ways to save at Price Chopper and Market 32.
The way we talk to boys can determine how they act as men.
Boys don't cry.
Even without meaning to, we can create shame around a natural response to pain.
Stop acting like a girl.
Reinforces sexist beliefs.
Be a man and take it.
We may not mean to, but we are encouraging male dominance and aggression. Gender stereotypes and sexism are the main cause of gender-based violence. It's time to change how we talk to boys about what it means to be a man. Start the conversation.
Fourth quarter underway from Hilbert College. Brianna Barboudet drives to the middle, spins on Hayes, throws it up strong, though off the bottom of the rim. She wanted a foul, though she didn't get it. The Hawks the other way, tied at 34. Nichols has won the last 2 quarters by 1 point apiece, negating the 2-point advantage, which was held by the Hawks after 1. And a steal for Nichols forces it to the backcourt of the Hawks, out of bounds off of Brittany Day. Nichols ball.
Good hustle by Brittany Day. And you know what's interesting is Annabella Day, she scored 2 points in the first quarter. She hasn't had a basket since. Comes in averaging 12 points, but her older sister getting it done as well.
All the way, Quinn Benchley takes the lead for Nichols.
Quinn Benchley, huge game so far, 13 points now, 6 here in the second half.
Every possession crucial in the fourth quarter of the Monsignor Martin A Division Championship. Kyla Hayes dishes off all the way. Russell is strong. Hayes the board. One-on-one against Barboudet. She kicks out for a deep 2. Rebound and a heavy hit on the floor. Ooh, scary as Lillian Colpoys hit the deck hard on her back. She stays on the floor as her head coach, Kaylee Rizzo, sprinted down below the basket. Colpoys pops right back up. A full round of applause from everyone in attendance.
Yeah, it's great to see because it looked like it was hard to tell how hard that head hit the court, and thankfully the head didn't hit the court first.
You could hear it though, my goodness.
Correction, Nichols number 5, Lily Colpoys. That's her second.
This game has
to add insult to injury, literally Colpoys gets a foul. Her second on the day, though she was going to the bench regardless. No, they overturned that. The foul was not on Colpoys. The foul was on Jordan Williams. She's got 4 now for Cardinal O'Hara. Nichols leads by 2. Keep in mind, Kyla Hayes has 3 fouls as well for the Hawks. This is Tobia. Kick outside for Griffin. Hand off for Tobia. Sets the feet for a 3 that gets blocked by Brittany. Annabelle swings it across the floor. Benchley got her hand on it, tipped out of bounds. She ran right into Olivia Russell, who is reeling in pain, though pops back up onto her feet with the help of Kyla Hayes.
Yeah, you could see Hayes kind of brought her up to her feet. Maybe she wasn't quite ready for that, but hit her left hip area when she collided with Benchley. What a tough group of kids, both these teams. It's really impressive. You know, they don't want to get out of this game. This is where everything's on the line, especially for the Hawks. They've got 9 straight Monsignor Martin titles on the line right here in the fourth quarter.
Nichols bench making some noise. Barboudet and Hayes at the free throw line battling. Float inside, BBB knocks it away, and Benchley gets the steal. Quinn Benchley lays it in with the left.
How about Quinn Benchley's game? We mentioned how she gets it done across the board and getting some steals along the way as well defensively.
Hayes got the ball inside. A foul was called against Brie Barboudet. Now she has 3. Williams checks back in for the Hawks, taking out Lola Long, who had checked in for a hot moment. Russell stays on the floor, though, Tim. She's still looking to be in a bit of pain. Annabelle, step to the right. Gives it to Hayes. Corner 3 for Russell. Strong. Weak side board for Walcott. The Hawks stay down for a full court press off the miss. Timeout called by Kaylee Rizzo as she wants to advance the basketball, and I don't blame her.
No doubt about it, and looking to advance are both these teams. They'll be going to Fordham. That will be on Saturday. Not Fordham. Check that. We're going to get an update to where they go if they do advance. Should have another game, though, usually against the New York City area schools. So, downstate, and we'll catch up on that and give you a better information once we get that from our producer, Francis Beck.
Well, we can tell you that the Mount St. Mary's Thunder are going to play at Fordham in the Class B championship to play for a state title as they defeated Park 34-26 earlier tonight. Much higher scoring game here in the most anticipated private school girls game of 22-23. Nichols having won both matchups with the Hawks in the regular season. They currently hold a 4-point lead in the fourth quarter. Fallon Griffin tosses it up for Benchley. She can't get it. Stolen away by Russell. Interesting that Nichols did not advance the ball during that timeout. Perhaps they were not allowed to. Regardless, a turnover in the backcourt for the Vikings sets up the Hawks to cut it within one possession. Russell with Benchley giving her space. Pump fakes the pass inside, goes to the right wing for Annabelle. Denied by Fallon. Inside, 5 to shoot. Hayes on Boudet, kicks it back out. Annabelle's three, drops! Annabelle Day's first triple on the day.
And she could be possible to heat up at this point. We mentioned not really a lot of scoring from her up until that point.
Grebar Boudet around and out. She couldn't believe it, and now she falls on the floor. She's saying her left leg got hurt there, and she's getting stretched out by her head coach, Kaylee Rizzo. Not the sight to see for the Nichols Vikings, and Brianna Barboudet, who's really in pain down there.
Yeah, and you hope it's just a cramp, and that might be the possible, but with the look of pain that's in her face right now, it does look like it could be more.
You could read her lips as she went down, saying that Hayes stepped on her ankle as she went down after the miss. She's walking off on her own power, though clearly in a world of hurt.
And it was an awkward play there where inadvertently definitely collided on her.
This is a scary sight for Nichols, and
the fact that she's standing up, though, maybe that's a good sign. It looks like maybe she's just stretching it out. Perhaps it was just a cramp.
Assistant coach comes over and gives her some fluid. Well, the man in the stands wearing a Nichols cap is darn right. Everyone's got a rebound for Nichols without Grebar Boudet in the game. A 1-point advantage for the Vikings. The Hawks looking to win their 10th straight title. Final 4:45 at Hilbert College. Hayes puts a move on Tobia to the right wing. Day for another. That one off and to the left. Tobia with the rebound. She pushes the pace for the Vikings. Handoff to Benchley. Goes past Williams. Oh, what a move from Benchley, though she couldn't convert. Brittany lost control of it. Her sister's there to clean up the mess. Jordan Williams slows it down for Cardinal O'Hara. Grebar Boudet continues to refuel on the sideline for Nichols, stretching out her right leg. Corner, Day runs and floats it short. Rebound, Hayes misses the second. She hits the deck, as does Benchley. The jump ball.
Points are certainly at a premium here in the fourth quarter as both teams really stepping up the defense down the stretch.
Currently a 4-3 edge in scoring in the fourth quarter for the Vikings. Brittany hands it off for Annabelle. Cross-court pass. Olivia Russell hits front iron, gets her own miss, floats it up. Another miss. That one bounced to the baseline, rebounded by Fallon Griffin. Benchley with numbers for the Vikings on a 3-on-2. To the corner for Colpoise. She slows it down, has it smacked away by Annabelle, and a foul called on Annabelle Day.
Annabelle Day trying to make a play there.
What a year for the first-year head coach Kaylee Rizzo, as a timeout is called on the floor. A full timeout. We'll take one as well. More on Rizzo and the Vikings after this on the WNY Athletics.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Coach Kaylee Rizzo talks over the final 3:42 for her team. The Vikings with 3 timeouts remaining, and Brie Barbudet's back on the floor for Nichols. We were saying before the break, Tim, though, Kaylee Rizzo, what a year for her first season with the Vikings, turning them from a 17-11 program a year ago into a 20-4 program this season with just 1 loss in Monsignor Martin Association play. The Vikings are just 3:30 away from their first title.
She really stressed playing team basketball, playing together, having good chemistry this year, building on what was starting last year, and you could see the Vikings building something special here.
They need Brie Barbudet to give 100% of whatever is left in the tank. She's matched up with Hayes at the free throw line. 1-point lead for the Vikings. 3 from the left corner. Annabelle is strong. Weak side board for Kyla Hayes. She's winning the battle between her and Barbudet all night long. Kyla nearing 20 points. She's got 18. Brittany picks up her dribble, floats it in for Kyla. The layup is good. 20 points for Kyla Hayes. And a timeout called by Nick O'Neill.
And again, Brianna Barbudet is in pain as that battle, she's trying to work through that injury. You know, you mentioned about Kyla Hayes winning the battle between the two. You know, Hayes just 4 points here in the second half, and Brianna Barbudet really doing a great job blocking down with her defensively all night. Hopefully she is okay.
Brie Barbudet walks past the team in the huddle, smacks her thighs, and goes to the end of the bench. She's got to stretch some more as Hayes now gets looked at by the trainer.
She's known as the trash collector, likes to get the rebounds and be able to pick up all the loose change. She's self-proclaimed. That's her proudest part of her game, is the rebounding, and what a game she's had under the glass. What a matchup that's been between her and Kyla Hayes. But, you know, Barbudet mentioned coming into this game, they needed to keep a chip on their shoulder, but yet not to be cocky. And I like the way that she phrased that. She's a very articulate young lady, and you could see someone who just has a great IQ for the game.
Boy, Brie is reeling in pain, getting both legs stretched out on the sideline. Meanwhile, Nichols needs to come back down by 1 with under 3 to go in the fourth. Without their D1 commit, Nichols crosses the timeline with the senior Fallon Griffin. Time for Quinn Benchley to go to work. She drives all the way, throws it up, and draws the foul.
And Benchley shows no fear going to the lane, and you could see she's got possible. I don't know if she's going to be playing at the next level. She's a senior, but she's certainly capable of that. She's 4 for 4 from the line here tonight.
That was risky of you saying that, Tim.
We talked about my jinx, and I was just hoping it wouldn't be for her case, you know.
16 points now for Benchley, make it 17. And Nichols takes the lead once again, 40-39. 2.5 to go in the fourth. This game has never been further separated than 6 points. That was O'Hara's lead in the first quarter, and then Nichols led by that in the third. Both teams have come back. Olivia Russell throws it down low. It tips off of Hayes and out of bounds. 2:20 to go. Nichols without Brie Barbudet, hurt on the sideline, standing on her feet, perhaps ready to check in, hopefully soon for her case. Benchley, however, is leading the team in scoring as she's done all night. And she slows up, blows by Williams, who recovers. Double team comes of Annabelle, and the foul's called on Williams. That is her fifth. Jordan Williams is out.
It often sounds cliche when you talk about team first basketball, but look at the way Nichols is playing without Barb Boudet. Talk about girls stepping up in the lack of the presence of their star. They haven't missed a beat with her missing some time here in the second half.
Jordan Williams, who's got an offer from Niagara University, picks up her fifth foul on the day, ends the night with just 2 points to her credit. She averages 8.5 a game. Credit that as a win for Nichols as we enter the final 2 minutes of play from Hilbert College. Winner takes home the Monsignor Martin Association A Division Championship. Gwynn Benchley with the move through the lane. Misses it, tips it out of bounds. Hawks ball. In Williams' place off the bench comes Lola Long. Olivia Russell. Annabelle Day gets it blocked inside by Lillian Colpoys. Out of bounds off of Colpoys, Hawks ball.
Colpoys in really nice position there, ready for that drive. Great job defending.
Inbound play to Annabelle, or make it Brittany rather. She tosses it down low, tipped off the hands of Evelyn Walcott and out. Boy, you can feel the energy at Hilbert College. Everyone tense with the Nichols Vikings leading by 1. 93 seconds to go. Atop the key, Annabelle. Over to the left wing. Russell for the lead. Short off the iron. Rebounded by Fallon Griffin. Nichols takes it across the timeline and slows up with Benchley. 80 seconds to go in regulation. This game within 6 points throughout the entire evening. O'Hara was up 10-4 in the first quarter. Nichols was up by 6 in the third. 5 to shoot. Fallon Griffin, right hand layup drops. 3-point lead for Nichols. Under a minute to go. 12 points for Griffin. Hayes looks to respond, and she does. 1 point ball game. Timeout O'Hara.
What action here, and this is the type of game you don't mind seeing a little overtime even.
Oh, hey now, okay. I agree with you, Tim. This has been unbelievable all night long.
And Jack, I'm not sure if we did make the mention of it or if you updated us, but we mentioned Fordham would be the host for this next game. We did confirm that. So both the B and the A girls will be playing Saturday at Fordham. Next Saturday, that is. So stay tuned. We'll have more updates on WNY Athletics as the action is not done yet here.
Not at all. Still 50 seconds to go. Brie Barboudet was ready to check in for Nichols. She sits at the end of the bench nearest her first-year head coach, Kaylee Rizzo. Ready to check in at a moment's notice, still holding on to those ankles. Nichols ball at their own baseline, up by 1. Inbound goes to Griffin. She bursts through the defense. Make that Tobia all the way down the left sideline. Throws it atop the key for Benchley. 20 to shoot, 39 to go in the game. Hayes fouls Benchley. That is Kyla's fourth.
Yeah, you can see Nick O'Neill frustrated as he walks towards the end of the bench.
Well, that's 5 fouls on Cardinal O'Hara, which sends Benchley to the stripe. She's missed her first on the day.
Notice I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I almost did, Tim. Benchley. 2-point lead for Nichols. She goes 1 of 2 on the trip.
11 points in the second half, though, for Quinn Benchley, who now has 18 points today. Just remarkable. 75% from the line coming into today, and even a little better for her line percentage. That was her only miss out of 8 trips to the line. 7 of 8 so far from the line today.
Quinn Benchley coming in, averaging 13 points a game, playing well above her role today. Everyone was expecting Brie Barboudet versus Kyla Hayes. That's the battle we got, Tim. But Hayes won that battle in the first half by far, with Brie Barboudet ending the first half with 5 points, 7 total. And now Brie still sits on the sideline with 38 seconds to go.
And here's the other thing. You look at Fallon Griffin. She averages 11. She's got 12 today. So the girls that you expected to have decent or big games for the Vikings have stepped up and done that.
It's been defense for both teams so far. Nichols needs a stop. It's Hayes, tipped away from her. Cole poised the loose ball. Tobia dancing across the timeline. Still no foul. Throws it up and now will go to the line with 21 to go.
That's 2 trips in a row where the Vikings have been able to break the press. How about that ball handling skills? And we know that Kaylee Rizzo, she had her own set of good ball handling at Niagara, and she's passing the torch to her young ladies here at Nichols.
Tobia misses the first. She's 16 of 20 now on the season. A chance to make it a 3-point game. The senior sinks it. Give her 4 points on the day, and the Vikings a 3-point lead. Tim, this matchup was something everyone expected to be tightly contested towards the end of it.
Uncharted territory for Nick O'Neill and his staff. This is, this is what we're seeing as maybe the changing of the guard here in the Monsignor Martin Association. Should they be able to take a sweep? You know, you look at Cardinal O'Hara too. They've got an invitation to play at the Tark Classic next year in Las Vegas. They got matchups against Mater D, Sierra Canyon, where LeBron James' son plays. This year they had such a huge out-of-state schedule. And you look at Nichols on the flip side, more of a localized schedule, but played tough games. It, I think, is a testament to Western New York hoops, how good these teams are when you play a Lancaster twice tough. And look at Kaylee Rizzo trying to get her team pumped up, and the fans too.
And Brie Boudet on the sideline stands to her feet, cheering on her Vikings who need a stop. Fans on their feet. O'Hara ball with 20 seconds to go, down by 3. 9 straight championships for the Hawks on the line. Russell floats it into Hayes. One-on-one with Walcott. She bounces it off the glass and in. A 1-point ball game with 9.8 to go. Timeout, Nick O'Neill. Kyla Hayes has 24.
Nick O'Neill looking to get a little love in the and one there possibly for Kyla Hayes, but credit to these officials tonight. They've been steady, Eddie, and Michael Hamilton, Dorothy Jones, Joseph Sarkis. Great job tonight in what's been a fantastic matchup. Both teams battling to the finish.
Nichols won both meetings in the regular season, 65-43 on January 12th, where 3 of O'Hara's best players, including Kyla Hayes, were suspended due to an infraction they had with Lancaster's players a game before, a game in which the Hawks won 48-41 over Madison Francis and the Legends. Flash forward a month later, on February 7th, at Cardinal O'Hara, Kaylee Rizzo's squad, in her first year as head coach, rolled into O'Hara as now Rizzo takes a full timeout in response. This will extend our break. Nichols won the game at O'Hara 56-52. That game at full health for both teams until the third quarter, where the freshman Annabelle Day got injured, a fractured arm in that game for the Hawks. She has rehabbed for the last month and returned a game ago for the Hawks in a 55-39 win over St. Mary's. Tonight, against the Vikings, Cardinal O'Hara held a 6-point lead in the first quarter. That was erased by halftime, sitting with a 1-point lead at the break. After 3, we were sitting at 34 apiece, and now with 9 seconds to go, Nichols has the ball in the front court with a 1-point lead and a chance to end the dynasty of Nick O'Neill and the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks. 9 straight Monsignor Martin A Division championships for Cardinal O'Hara on the line. Nichols with the ball in their hands. It's the senior Fallon Griffin. She has it poked away on the inbound, saved for a moment by the junior Olivia Russell of Cardinal O'Hara, though out of bounds at the baseline. 3 seconds tick off the clock. 6.3 to go in the fourth. Coach Kaylee Rizzo wisely uses her timeout. She's got 2 remaining still and will advance the basketball.
How about the play of Olivia Russell tonight? She has been such a workhorse, and right there almost creating a steal. And time is running down. 6.3 seconds left. Jack, I know it's a great game when I see a game where you're sitting next to me and I can feel the intensity in your voice. And, you know, we've covered a bunch of games together, and this one goes down as perhaps the best, I think, so far.
Definitely the best of the 2022-23 season. Here on Western New York Athletics, it all comes down to this. 1 timeout remaining for Nichols if they need it. A 1-point lead for the Vikings. Fallon Griffin tosses it in. It's Tobia, lays it up and in. 3-point lead for Nichols. 4 seconds to go. No timeouts for the Hawks. 1 second to go. Day for the tie, missed it. Nichols has upset Cardinal O'Hara. The Vikings sweep the Hawks, and they end a 9-year run of championships for Cardinal O'Hara. Nichols, under first-year head coach Kaylee Rizzo, win the Monsignor Martin A Division Championship.
What a game for Nichols. The Vikings proving it was no fluke throughout this season, having the number of the Cardinal O'Hara Hawks. And, you know, both teams really nothing to hang their heads about. Of course, Cardinal O'Hara not used to losing this game. They've won 9 straight Monsignor Martin titles coming into tonight. The guard has officially changed.
Indeed, it has. Nichols lost the first quarter, 12-10. They won the second, third, and fourth. Tied at 34 going into the fourth quarter. It was anybody's ball game. And you thought perhaps the experience of Coach Nick O'Neill and his club, despite the roster age of overall being underclassmen, the seniors did not step up in the clutch time. It was the seniors of Nichols who did. Quinn Benchley, who, had it not been for the 24-point performance of Kyla Hayes of the Hawks, would have been our player of the game unanimously. She ends with well over her average with 18 overall. Kyla Hayes, however, 24 points in the loss. The sophomore has plenty to look forward to in the future.
And, you know, both teams' futures in very good hands. Of course, this is a game that puts Western New York on notice. And it goes back to what we were just mentioning late in the fourth quarter. The strength of girls basketball in Western New York is not to be trifled with. Mm-hmm. This is a section of New York State that continuously produces top-level Division I talent. We see it this year. We've got Strack going to Virginia Tech, Dolan going to Illinois. A bunch of these girls on Cardinal O'Hara with offers for Division I schools. Nichols as well. The future is bright and it continues to build. Love what I'm seeing out of the girls basketball scene here in Western New York. Tonight's game, a perfect example of it.
Quinn Benchley receives the championship plaque from Pete Schneider of the Monsignor Martin Association. Nichols is your 2023 MMA D1 champions. Hang the banner. The Nichols Vikings are on top of the Monsignor Martin Association, and they'll head down to Fordham next Saturday to play for a state title. Bree Barboudet injured in the fourth quarter. Cheered on her team about as loud as you could. You could hear from across the gym in the final minute of play. Nichols wins it. Tim, final thoughts on the game tonight?
Oh, just a fantastic game, and this is what Western New York girls basketball is all about. Of course, we've got the Section 6 finals coming up on Sunday. Keep tuned for that. But the Monsignor Martin level of talent that you get to see year in and year out, tonight's matchup, something to look forward to. I think you're going to see this be a rivalry for years to come. But Kaylee Rizzo, no doubt, putting Nichols on the map this year.
18 points for Quinn Benchley. She's our player of the game for the Nichols Vikings, though a special shout out to Kyla Hayes, who ends the night with 24 and 4 fouls. Playing with danger in the fourth quarter was Hayes. Her team unable to come up with the tying shot in the last moments. Everyone get your pictures of the championship squad of the Monsignor Martin Association.
And you have to wonder, Annabelle Day, we know that she was coming off a hand injury, and you could see maybe she was a little bit bothered by that tonight. She did have that last-second chance, though, to make history and tie the game, but taken into OT wasn't in the cards for the Cardinals tonight.
Though the Day Sisters will be back next season, a team-wide gritty for the Nichols Vikings as they celebrate what everyone thought was the impossible, handing Cardinal O'Hara their first loss in Western New York in 3 seasons, 48 straight wins over Monsignor Martin Association opponents for Cardinal O'Hara until Nichols beat them this year and swept them this year, 3-0.
And how about what they did in the final quarter, basically, of the game? No Brianna Boudet. It was really remarkable how they came together as a team. And it was almost like prophetic speaking when Brianna Boudet was interviewed through Western New York Athletics Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Girls Preview, post-season preview. She mentioned about how this team really started to gel and play together as a team this year compared to last year where it wasn't as much of the case. That same sentiment was echoed by Kaylee Rizzo. She, of course, isn't her first year, but she also really preached how she loves the way this team came together, and talk about coming together when they needed them to. The girls that supported Brianna Boudet, tremendous in that final quarter, led by Quinn Benchley.
Well, our congratulations to the 2 Monsignor Martin Association champions today. The Mount St. Mary Thunder winning 34-26 over Park in the B division, and of course the Nichols Vikings, who are the talk of the Western New York girls basketball world, defeating Cardinal O'Hara 46-43 in the A Division Championship. My thanks to Francis Beck, our producer, Tanner Saunders, our cameraman, Tim Morozic, for myself, Jack Cruiser. Till next time, friends, I bid you adieu.
He's going to take it himself for a championship! A double play wins it for Frazier! Turn it to the end zone. What a catch!